Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. My voice is clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Loud and clear.
Okay. So, how are you all? How are you all?
Good, Prabhuji. God blessed.
Yeah, so I think this can be a intensive class because the strength is less.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything in this material world has some pros and cons.
Maybe majority of the people are from India in this class also.
Okay.
And probably that is a reason the strength is less. I speculate so.
Yeah, actually in Hindi class, the strength is huge. I mean, it's more than 50, 60.
Oh,
And
yeah, it's a morning for India, right? And now it's night in India. Yeah.
correct. And generally it's Sunday time. And I mean, anyway, like people prefer Hindi. I mean, so it's fine. So now, so what all is covered? If some of you can just let me understand. What all is covered till now?
I missed the last class. I listened the recording. That recording was similar to what we had in Hindi recording. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. So who was there in the last class? If some of you can reply to me.
Prabhuji,
Yes, bro.
we have to start today from introduction.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Mangalacharan is discussed in detail, correct?
Yeah, Mangalacharan is discussed. Yeah.
So we'll quickly do Mangalacharan.
Yeah.
Everybody has this Bhagavad Gita copy, correct?
Should be. Yeah, we have.
So
Yeah,
the
Prabhuji.
introduction is,
We have.
yeah, so introduction starts in Mangalacharan only.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll start Mangalacharan. So everybody can see my screen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I don't know when I'm sharing a screen here. So yeah, so we'll start with the prayers to Srila Prabhupada. So with the inspiration and teacher of the overall teachings what we have in ISKCON. So yeah, we'll start with the Guru Pranam Mantra. So you can repeat after me. Om Ajnanatimirandasya
Om
Om
Ajnana
Ajnanitimrishtacha
Jnananjana
Jnanam
Shalakaya
Salakaya
Chakshurunmilitam Yena
Chakshurutmitenana
Chakshuromilitam
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Tasmai
Tasmai
Shri
Guruve
Guruve Namah.
Namaha.
Now next will be Pranam Mantra to Srila Rupa Goswami. So you can recite after me. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam
Sri
Shri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Manobhishtam
Manovistam
Sthapitam Yena Bhutale
Istapitam
Apitam
Yena
Yena
Bhutale
Bhutale
Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam
Swayam
Vayam
Rupa Kadamayam
Upakadamahyam
Dadati Swapadantikam.
Tadati
Tati
Swapratikam
Swapadadikam
Vande Aham Shri Guru
Vandeham Shri
Vandeham
Guru
Shri Yuta Padkamalam
Shri
Yuta
Pata Patkamalam
Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha
Shri Gurun
Gurun
Vaishnvancha
Vaishnavamsa
Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam
Shri
Sri
Rupam Sajivatam
Sagratam
Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam
Gana Raghunatam Sabjivam
Sadvaitam Savadhutam
Sadhudetam Savadutam
Sadvaitam
Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam
Parijan
Parijana
Saitam
Saitam
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Devam
Devam
Shri Radha Krishna Padan
Shri
Sri
Radha
Radha
Krishna
Krishna
Padan
Padan
Sahagana Lalita
Sagana
Sagana
Lalita
Lalita
Shri Vishakhanvitamsha
Shri
Sita
Vikhashad
Kanvitam
Santa
Sita
He Krishna Karuna Sindhu
He
He
Krishna Karuna
Krishna
Sindhu
Karuna Sindhu
Dinabandhu Jagatpate
Dinabandhu
Dinabandhu
Jagatpate
Jagatpate
Gopesh Gopika Kanta
Gopeshu
Gopeshu
Gopika
Gopika
Kanta
Kanta
Shri Radha Kanta Namostute
Radha Kanta
Radha Kanta Namostute
Namostute
Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi
Tapta
Sapta
Kanchan
Kancana
Gaurangi
Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari
Shri
Sri
Radhe
Radhe
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrishabhanusute Devi
Vrishabhanu Sune Devi
Devi
Pranamami Hari Priye
Pranamami Hari
Pranamami
Priye
Haripriye
Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha
Vancha Kalpa
Vancha
Karovasya
Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha
Kripa
Krupa
Sindhu
Sindhubhya
Vavevacha
Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Patitanam Pavebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo
Namah
Namaha
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai
Jai
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advait Gadadhara
Shri
Sri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Srivasadi Shigor Bhakta Vrinda
Devasadi Shri Gaur Bhakti Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare.
We'll just say the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya,
Namo
Namo
Vishnu
Vishnu
Pada,
Padaya,
Krishna Presthaya Bhutale,
Krishna
Krishna
Pristaya
Prestaya
Bhutale,
Bhutale,
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta,
Srimati Bhakti
Srimate Bhakti
Vedanta,
Vedanta,
Swami Niti Namine.
Swami Iti
Swami
Namine.
Namine.
Namaste Saraswate Deve,
Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswati
Devi,
Gauravani Pracharine,
Gaurvani
Gaurani Prasad
Pracharani,
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi,
Nirvishesha
Nirvishesha
Shunyavadi,
Sunyavadi
Paschat Deshutarine.
Ashwach Deshutarane.
Shastadeshatarane.
So this is the Mangalacharan. We'll start with by chanting again Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can recite after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om
Om Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
So this Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya was recited by Vedavyasa when he started speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is how we start, whenever we start. So we initiate it through Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya, that is the region. Apart from that, whatever we discussed till now, it is called Mangalacharan. What is the meaning of Mangalacharan?
Starting with the
Yeah.
holy.
The
It's like
Mangala
prayer.
means Mangala means auspicious, and Acharan means a practice. So it's a practice which brings auspiciousness in the efforts or in the activity which we are going to start with. So that is how whenever we start spiritual discourse or discussion, we recite these Mangalacharan verses, which includes generally the prayers to the Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord, praise to the Guru, praise to the Lord. And we beg the mercy or the blessings from the Guru, Vaishnavas, and Krishna, means the Lord. So these are the three things which is there in the Mangalacharan verses. That is how, because we are not qualified to read even Bhagavad Gita, we have no qualification. But then and forget about understanding Bhagavad Gita or understanding the Vedic scriptures. So whenever we have to start, so we need blessings. So we beg the blessings of the Lord, but we can't approach directly to the Lord. So we need the help of Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord. So we ask mercy from the Vaishnavas. So that's why there's so many Vaishnavas, Sat Goswamis. We recited the praise for Sat Goswamis. And similarly, many Vaishnavas, we recited Vaishnava Pranam Mantra as well. And also, we started with offering praise to Guru, Om Ajnana. So, and then we even offered our praise to Srila Prabhupada, who is the Guru of ISKCON. So these, and like the Bhagavad Gita which we are reading, it's given by Srila Prabhupada, only the commentary part. So that is how these are the ingredients of Mangalacharan, just to understand and contemplate why we do and what is the ingredient or what is inside this Mangalacharan. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so we'll start now introduction. So if you go, so the first page is these prayers only. So which we have just finished. Now we'll read from the introduction part. So you can go to page number 2 in the English Bhagavad Gita copy. So after Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's written that Bhagavad Gita is also known as Gita Upanishad. Everybody can see that line.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so is there anybody who don't have Bhagavad Gita? So then I don't need to share my screen, or else I can you can share my screen. Is there anybody who don't have Bhagavad Gita copy? Yeah, so this we started with these prayers, pranam mantras. So all this we finished. Now we'll start from, this Bhagavad Gita is also known as Gita Upanishad. So from this section we'll start. Everybody can see my screen, or you are reading from your book? Please reply.
Yeah, we read from the book, Prabhu.
Wonderful. So, but anyway, I'll just keep my screen shared.
Sure.
So then in case somebody is wants, they can read. Yeah, so can someone start reading one by one? So
Should I start, Prabhu?
yes, please.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad Gita is also known as Gita Upanishad. It is the essence of Vedic knowledge and one of the most important Upanishad in Vedic literature. Of course, there are many commentaries in English on the Bhagavad Gita, and one may question the necessity of another one. This present edition can be explained in the following way. Recently, an American lady asked me to recommend an English translation of Bhagavad Gita. Of course, in America, there are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita available in English. But as far as I have seen, not only in America, but also in India, none of them can be strictly said to be authoritative, because in almost every one of them, the commentator expresses his own opinion without touching the spirit of Bhagavad Gita as it is. The spirit of
Okay.
Bhagavad.
Yes,
Should I can? Thank
no,
you.
just we can discuss this and then we'll go ahead. Yeah. So first line is written that Bhagavad Gita is known as Gita Upanishad. So what is Upanishad? Can somebody tell? What is Upanishad?
It is
There are 100.
another form of Vedas. Whatever are there in Vedas, it is explained in short form in Upanishad. How we have to live, how we have to follow rules. Everything is there in Upanishad, according to my knowledge.
It's almost correct. So basically, the Vedas comprises of 4 sections. Actually, the Vedas are 4. Can somebody take the name of the 4 Vedas?
Rigved, Samved, Yajurved,
And
Other
Atharvaved. Yeah, so these are the 4 Vedas, and even in these 4 Vedas, like every Veda has got 4 sections. It's called Brahmana, Aranyaka, Samhita, and Upanishads. These are Brahmana, Aranyaka, Samhita, and Upanishads. So now, among these 4 sections of the Vedas, the Upanishad so the first 3, the Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Samhita, they talk about how we can live in this world, how we can live in this world peacefully. How can we live in this world with an effort to please the Lord? But Upanishads, they talk about how we can leave this world. So that's how Upanishads are considered to be the most important aspect of the Vedas, because anyway, see, everybody who is in this world will live. I mean, whatever efforts you put in, there'll be some happiness, some distress. The proportion or the ratio can be little here and there. but then everybody will be able to complete their lifespan. Now the question is, what kind of life we'll have after death? So according to the scholars, Vedic scholars, they recommend that the Upanishads part is very important portion of the Vedas. Why? Because it talks about the how we can leave this material world in such a way so that our life after death becomes better. I mean, we get the greatest destination when we leave this body, and the detailing of these are given in Upanishads. That's how Upanishads are considered to be the topmost portion of the Vedas. Now, so it's mentioned here, Bhagavad Gita is also called Gita Upanishad, and it is the essence and one of the most important Upanishads in the Vedic literature. Now, it is the essence of all the Vedic knowledge. Actually, before Shankaracharya came, Bhagavad Gita was not given much attention. Bhagavad Gita is actually a part of the Mahabharata. So Mahabharata has got 18 parvas. So out of that, in the 9th parva, there are chapters like chapter 25 to 42. That is Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita was considered as a part of Mahabharata, and Mahabharata comes under the section of the Itihasas, which is not the direct part of the Vedas. That is how it was not given much attention. But then when Shankaracharya came, he brought out these 18 chapters from the Mahabharata, and he gave it name Gita Upanishad, and he concluded, or he gave his opinion with his commentary and explanation that this Gita Upanishad, or the section or the 18 chapters taken from the 9th parva, which is also known as, I guess, Bhishma parva of the Mahabharata, as the essence of all the Vedic literature. Is this clear to everyone? If anybody has any question, they can ask.
Clear, Prabhuji.
Okay. So that is how this name Gita Upanishad comes. So actually, if you discuss with many Vedic scholars, so some of the people, they may not, consider Bhagavad Gita as Upanishad, because originally there are 108 Upanishads. Out of that 108 Upanishads, directly Gita Upanishad you won't find. But still, Shankaracharya told that this is the Upanishad itself. Actually, Upanishads are the portion of the Vedas, and Vedas are, the compilation, which are actually the part of the Shruti. Shruti means things which are directly uttered by the Lord himself. So, because this Bhagavad Gita was uttered from the mouth of the Lord, or it came out from the mouth of the Lord, that's why it's the portion of the Shruti, and it's the Vedas itself. Rather, it's the essence of the Vedas. So, and then, Srila Prabhupada, he starts by saying that what is the necessity of this edition or the commentary? This commentary, basically this Bhagavad Gita, as it is what Prabhupada has written, he is explaining why this was required. So he mentions this situation that there is an American lady, and he asked the same question. And then, he's saying that actually there are many Bhagavad Gita written, but then English translation written, many books, and they're written in US, they're written in India, or at many places, but none of them touches the original spirit of Bhagavad Gita. Now, what is spirit of Bhagavad Gita? That we'll try to understand in the next paragraph. If anybody has any question, query, you can ask, because we are a small team. So, I mean, it's fine. We can discuss if something is there. We can go ahead.
Sure, Prabhuji. The spirit of Bhagavad Gita is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita itself. It is just like this. If we want to take a particular medicine, then we have to follow the direction written on the label. We cannot take the medicine according to its own whims or the direction of the friend. It must be taken according to the direction of the label or the direction given by the physician. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita should be taken or accepted as directed by the speaker himself. The speaker of Bhagavad Gita is the Lord Shri Krishna. He is mentioned on every page of Bhagavad Gita as a supreme personality of Godhead, Bhagwan. Of course, the word of Bhagwan sometimes refers to any any powerful person or any powerful demigod. And certainly here, Bhagwan designated Lord Shri Krishna as the great personality. But at the same time, we should note that the Lord Shri Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, as it confirmed by all great Acharya, spiritual master like Shankaracharya, Ramanujarya, Madhavacharya, Nimracharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and many other authorities of Vedic knowledge in India. The Lord himself also established himself as a supreme personality of Godhead in the Bhagavad Gita, as he is accepted as a Brahma Samhita and all the Puranas, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam known as a Bhagavad Purana, Krishna to Bhagavad Syama. Therefore, we should take Bhagavad Gita as is directed by the personality of God had himself. In the fourth,
Yes. Yes, we can just have a glance on what we discussed. Yeah, so the spirit, Prabhupada is talking about the spirit. When we are reading Bhagavad Gita, what should be our spirit? So our spirit should be that we consider Krishna as supreme personality of Godhead. Unless we accept Krishna as God, the weightage, the importance of the words uttered by Krishna won't have, we won't have that much faith on it. It's like, suppose, you're going in an office and there is a security guard, he's saying something, you'll give some attention, but then it's fine. When you go inside, there will be some clerk or some, some person doing some documentation kind of work. Suppose you're entering in a company, you are hired in a company, and then, that clerk or someone, is there, just checking some mic outs or something. Then you have some HR person, you're meeting. So, and then slowly when you go to your manager, so the attention or the words uttered by these people who have got higher designations, that you'll consider it more seriously. And suppose when you meet with your CEO or someone of the company, then whatever the CEO will speak, if you know he's a CEO, his words for you would be more valuable. Will give more attention and value to the word uttered by the CEO or someone who is having the higher designation. Similarly, when we consider Krishna as supreme personality of Godhead, which means Bhagavan, then the words of Krishna, the faith, so when we have this orientation that Krishna is God, and then when we understand, so when we consider Krishna as God, then there's so many things attached with it. That means he is the controller of this world. Whatever is happening in this world is happening with the will of Krishna, with the will of Lord, because Krishna is God, Krishna is Bhagavan. So all these things will be oriented perfectly in our brain and mind and understanding. So that should be the spirit. Spirit is that whatever word we are reading in Bhagavad Gita, it is actually spoken by Krishna, and who Krishna is? Krishna is God. And then Prabhupada is, it's not like Prabhupada, he can directly say that Krishna is God, but then he's giving references that there are so many personalities who have been in the Indian, this Vedic literature, or you can find the Indian literature, and these great acharyas, great spiritual masters who have, developed spiritual consciousness or who have attained the perfection of life, when they practice the spirituality. And he is quoting their names as well, Shankaracharya, Ramacharya, and these acharyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and thus, he's supporting. And he starts by saying that you'll find in Bhagavad Gita, whenever Krishna is speaking, so it starts with Sri Bhagavan Vacha. That means Bhagavan is saying. So, and he's saying that Gita talks about Krishna as God. Not only Gita, see, obviously Gita can say, because it's a book spoken by Krishna, so it might say Krishna as God. But then he's saying not only Bhagavad Gita talks about Krishna as God, even the many spiritual personalities, spiritual masters, they have also considered Krishna as God. And then he says, no, in Bhagavad Gita might talk Krishna as God, but then what other scriptures are talking? Then he's giving references that Brahma Samhita, Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam. He quotes the sloka of first chapter, first canto and third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. where this sloka comes, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, Sarvacham Sakala Punsha, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So the first canto, third chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, it mentions this, that there are many incarnations of the Lord, Sarvacha Amshakala Punsha. There are many expansions and incarnations of the Lord. But the Lord Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But actually, the original Bhagavan is Krishna. So he is, supporting the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, by giving references that what Acharyas have spoken and what other scriptures have also spoken. So that's how he is establishing that Krishna is God, is widely accepted in Bhagavad Gita also in other scriptures, and even the many great Acharyas have also accepted Krishna as God. So he's emphasizing this thing, which is that Krishna is God, which is not highly highlighted by the other translators who have translated Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to English. So this is the spirit which Srila Prabhupada is trying to emphasize here. Can some other devotee read from the next version, like from this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, there is a
Yes.
question. Will you take this question?
Yes, please.
Prabhu, what's the difference exactly between incarnations and
Expansion.
Expansions, yes.
Yeah, so incarnations are like, Krishna is incarnated as Vamana avatar. So avatar is actually, incarnation. And this different, like you've got Kshirodakshay Vishnu, who is residing in the Kshir Sagar. You have Garbhodakshay Vishnu, who is residing in the Garbhodak Sagar. This is Mahavishnu. And similarly, you have Balram is expansion of Krishna. Sankarshana is expansion of Krishna. So when Krishna is coming in this world, for a specific purpose, he's changing his form, for a particular performing his for particular, to solve some issues or something. That's called incarnation. And expansion is like, which is actually seen in the spiritual abode. So when Krishna expands himself, so Krishna is in the spiritual sky, you have got Golok Vrindavan, and in Golok Vrindavan, Krishna is residing in the form of Vrajendra Nandan Krishna, and he is expanding himself as Balaram also. And then you have got Mathuresh Krishna. Mathura Krishna is different from the Gokul Krishna. And you have got Dwarikadesh Krishna. He is also different from the Gokul Krishna. Actually, this Gokul, the Vrajendra Nandan Krishna, who is in the Gokul, he has this flute. Apart from him, none of the expansions of Krishna, who is in the Dwarika or in the Mathura, or maybe, some similar places. So those Krishna, they don't have this bansuri, this banshi. So the flute. So there is a big difference. And these are expansions of Krishna. But when you see that Krishna is incarnating as this Vamana avatar, Narsimha avatar, and Krishna is incarnating as, there are multiple, the Dasha avatar you must be aware of. So they're avatara. The avatar means incarnation.
So what is the principally tattvata difference? What is the basic difference between the incarnation? What is the purpose of Krishna getting converted into an extension or expansion or in the form of incarnation? What was the motive, or what is the basic, basic elemental difference?
Yeah, so basically, so actually rasa is, the bhava or rasa is what differentiates. So generally, the Vraj or Gokul, the rasa is different. There, Krishna is having multiple relationships. Like, Krishna is generally friends. Krishna, he has got Gopasakhas, he has got Gopis, and extra marital relationship you will see in Vraja. Actually, these are very detailed, deep topics which we'll discuss in later sessions. But then the bhava, it's like, see, I'll tell you. So basically, it's suppose I'm in my house, so I'll be having different bhava when I'm dealing with someone. Suppose I'm in my office. If I'm meeting with some person, so I'll be kind of maintain a distance or something. When I'm meeting someone at my house, same person, here I can be some little close. So depending upon the bhavas or the mood,
Rasas.
the devotee approaches Krishna. So Krishna expands for the devotee, so that the devotee, the particular devotee, can relish the mood or the bhava. Actually, it'll come later, I think, about the bhava. Rasa will come in this introduction only.
Prabhu, just 1 minute. Radhika Rani is also expansion of Krishna, na? Just like Balram, Prabhu.
Yeah, it can be said. Yeah, she is
Some
not
extent,
incarnation. She can be considered expansion. Yeah.
Expansion, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you.
So, yeah, can somebody read like these slokas or from some other devotee?
Should I try, Prabhu?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Evam vivashvate yogam proktvam avyayam vivashvan manve praha manurikshvake abhrave. Evam parampara praptam evam rajarshayo viduhu sakale mahata yoganashtaha parantapa. Sa evayam mayate adya yoga proktaha puratanaha bhakto ashimi sakha cheti rahasyam hi tad uttamam. Here the Lord informs Arjuna. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Please go on. Yeah.
Yeah, here the Lord informs Arjuna that this system of yoga, the Bhagavad Gita, was first spoken to Sun God, and Sun God explained it to Manu, and Manu explained it to Ishvaku. And in that way, by disciplic succession, one speaker after another, this yoga system has been coming down, but in course of time it has become lost. Consequently, Lord has to speak it again, this time to Arjuna on battlefield of Kurukshetra. Should I continue?
Yes.
He tells
Just
Arjuna that he's, yeah.
Yes. So basically, so Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the spirit, and then he's saying that here, like how the Gita, basically Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the slokas from Bhagavad Gita, talking about when did Bhagavad Gita was spoken first time. So here Krishna is saying that Imam Vivashvate Yogam. So this Bhagavad Gita, actually I spoke to Vivashwan. Vivashwan is the sun god. And then Vivashwan Manve Praha. So Vivashwan explained the Bhagavad Gita to Manu, and Manu explained the Bhagavad Gita to Ikshvaku. So Ikshvaku was the son of Manu Maharaj. Manu is the first man, the first person, our forefather actually, the first forefather. And then from Ikshvaku, this Surya Vamsha comes, like this Bhagwan Ram. So that Vamsha is also called Ikshvaku Vamsha. And then he's saying, and this way, Evam Parampara Praptam. So from Guru to Shishya. And that time actually Raja Rishis were there. So the kings, in a later stage, they used to become Rishis, and then they used to carry forward this information of Bhagavad Gita. And Sa Kaleneya Mahata. And then the time passed on, Yoga Nasta Parantapa. Then this yoga, the Bhagavad Gita, with a compilation of multiple yogas. The first chapter is Arjuna Vishad Yoga, second chapter is Sankhya Yoga. So then this knowledge got nasta, it actually diminished. And then Krishna is saying, Sa eva mayati, the same knowledge, what I spoke to sun god, mayatedya, yoga prokta puratana, I am, which is the oldest one. I'm speaking to you. Why I'm speaking to you? Because you are bhakta, you are my devotee. Bhakto sime sakhacha, you are my friend also. The same rahasya, same confidential knowledge, I'm again reciting to you. So basically, here the history of Bhagavad Gita is given, so that we read. Consequently, the Lord has to speak it again because it was lost. And this time he is speaking to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Yes, please go on.
Prabhu, can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Why then Arjuna's name is not appearing in that disciplic succession?
Why Arjuna is?
Arjuna's name is not appearing in that disciplic succession Even here in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, so wonderful questions. Actually, Arjuna was a Kshatriya, and so the disciplic section which we are following is actually Guru Shishya Parampara. So there are multiple Parampara system or succession. So actually, this Raja Rishi Parampara is not, the actually Arjuna would have come in Rajrishi Parampara, but Arjuna he didn't become the Raja Rishi. So he didn't initiated the disciples, he didn't started the teaching and everything. So that is how it was not carried forwarded by the Arjuna. So rather the Krishna and the Narada and all this process, so Krishna to Brahma and Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasadeva. So they were actually rishis. So actually everybody was not Rajrishi, but then mostly Krishna is saying when I spoke to Sun God, because Sun God that time he was a king, and then the Manu was a king, and then Ikshaku was a king. So that time it was coming from king to, and because actually that time lifespan of those people were also huge. So they were the kings for certain like thousands of years, and then they used to retire, they used to become rishis, and they used to teach these spiritual knowledge to his disciples or something like that. Then that was carried forwarded. But then in the case of Arjuna, we see that Arjuna, he became kind of king. He assisted the Yudhishthira Maharaj. And then, he didn't become the Rajarshi actually. So he retired as a king only, and he left this world. I mean, we must be aware of that. He went to Swarga and that mountain and this. Clear?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yes. So that is how this Arjuna is not coming in Guru Shishya Parampara.
Okay. So basically,
But rather,
one more. Excuse
yes.
me, Prabhu. Prabhu,
Yes, ma'am.
Manu, what was the name of Manu's wife? I mean, the
Vaivashwata
mother
Manu.
of the.
The current Manu is Vaivashwata Manu.
No. His wife, I mean, the mother of the human race.
Mother of
Like human race. Like Manu is the father of the human race, na? Humankind. Mankind.
Satrupa. Yeah. Manu and Satrupa.
Shatrupa.
Yeah.
Okay. And one more
So
thing,
actually,
Prabhu, the higher, please go ahead.
yeah. So
Go ahead,
basically,
Prabhu.
before Manu and Satrupa came in the picture, so Brahmaji tried, actually, Lord ordered Brahma ji that, you should, I want the creation to happen. And for creation to happen, you have to create humans. And initially when he started with, so he, from his body, from his mind, that's called Manas Avatar. So he just thought in his mind, and then, so we have got rishis. And then he thought, it'll be actually a great job for me. I mean, lots of tedious work will be for me. So he thought, actually Lord only gave him idea. And then he created this couple, so Manu and Satrupa. And then the whole automation process happened. And then, their kids came. I mean, the daughters, generally they got many daughters, and those daughters were married to these Manas rishis. And that is how, then later it got expanded.
Prabhu, one more thing is there which I would like to ask you, because the Prabhu was reading the earlier this thing verses, and as well as explanation that he's asking that why Arjun's name is not there in the disciplic succession. Likewise, Vedvyas's name is also not there. So
No, Vedavyas is there in the disciplic succession.
No, the list which is given in the initial part of the Bhagavad Gita, there in Prabhuji has got 32nd position or like that.
Yeah.
In that list, I think Prabhu, if I'm not wrong, Vedya's name is not there in the list. So, what my question is, I think, Vyas is there.
Vyas is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vyas is there.
Sukadeva Goswami is not there.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Sukdev Goswami. It was Sukdev Goswami whose name is not there. Prabhu, so can we say, understand this thing in this way, that the people or the disciples who are not, who didn't transfer the knowledge, or you can say the knowledge given by the Lord to the next generation or to the people around, how can they be considered as disciples, although they have the entire knowledge, or the knowledge in the correct sense? But until unless they are not fulfilling the duty as a preacher, then how can they be considered as disciples or
Yeah.
gurus? So
No,
Arjun
you're
didn't
talking
do
about,
anything.
so actually, you're talking about whom, like, can you rephrase your question in brief so that, I can.
Like in the disciplic succession, whatever the guru has conveyed to the next
Correct.
generation, to his disciple, it
Correct.
is the duty of the disciple. And if the disciple wishes, if he transfers the same knowledge to the other people, for the next generation, say, then only he will be considered as, can say, his name will be there in the disciplic succession. If he has
Correct.
diverted his attention to somewhere else on some other noble job, in that case, I think there is he will not be considered as one of the acharyas or one of the.
Yeah, so generally, Arjuna, we don't consider Acharya. I'm obviously, he's kind of wonderful disciple, but then actually see, so it's like there is a school system, and the school has got many professors, and then some of the professors, they might change the job, and so the school system, he's out from that schooling system, and then those who remain as a professor, he'll have his students, and then the student and student. So that's obvious. I mean, and many times, see, this is a Guru Parampara disciplic succession which we are showing you. Then you go to, there might be other, Sampradaya, who would be having their own this Guru Shishya Parampara disciplic succession. So as long as it's starting from Krishna, it is fine. It's perfectly okay. So that is how, there can be little deviation here and there, but that's okay, as long as it's starting from Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
And this disciplic succession is actually Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So if you see, there are 4 Sampradayas: Brahma Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and then Kumar Sampradaya. Correct. So this is actually Brahmaji. Madhva Sampradaya, if you see, so they won't be having Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the acharyas who are coming down to him. We are starting from Brahma. Obviously, Krishna is there, so Brahmaji, and then in between the Madhvacharya is coming, and then from Madhva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it becomes Gaudiya Sampradaya. So actually, our history and the acharyas, the way they have expanded, and they have conveyed these teachings to us, is used, and we should feel proud for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Prabhuji, very short question. Are we referring the Madhva in the 5th item line, or we are considering the Madhvenpuri, which is 20th line?
No,
When you say
Madhva
means
Madhva is 5th Madhvacharya.
5th. Acha, that Madhva. Okay.
Madhvacharya, yeah.
Madhva. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, is Madhvacharya. If you go to Udupi in Karnataka, so there is that Madhvacharya.
Okay. Fine.
Madhvendra is actually kind of very close to this Gaudiya Sampradaya.
Correct. Okay, Prabhu. Should we continue?
Yes, please. So we covered till he tells Arjuna, I think from here.
Yeah. He tells Arjuna that he is relating this supreme secret to him because Arjuna is his devotee and his friend. The purport of this is that Bhagavad Gita is a treatise which is especially meant for the devotee of the Lord. There are 3 classes of transcendentalists, namely the Jnanis, the Yogis, and the Bhakta, or the impersonalist, the meditator, and the devotee. The Lord clearly tells Arjuna that he is making him the first receiver of new parampara disciplic succession because the old succession was broken. It was the Lord's wish, therefore, to establish another parampara in the same line of the thought that was coming down from sun god to other. And it was his wish that his teaching be distributed anew by Arjuna. He wanted Arjuna to become the authority understanding Bhagavad Gita. So we see the Bhagavad Gita is instructed to Arjuna, especially because Arjuna was a devotee of the Lord, the direct student of Krishna, and his intimate friend. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita best understood by the person who has a quality similar to Arjuna. That is to say, he must be a devotee in a direct relationship with Lord. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he also has a direct relationship with the Lord. That is very elaborate subject matter, but briefly, it can be stated that devotee is in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one of the 5 different ways. One may be a devotee in a passive state. Second, one may be devotee in an active state. Third, one may be a devotee as a friend. 4, one may be devotee as a parent. One may be devotee as a conjugal lover.
Okay.
Should we?
So, so here, it's mentioned that Krishna restarts the parampara. Obviously, so that parampara, your questions, somehow, becomes valid here that Krishna is restarting the parampara, and this parampara, what happens, the parampara of Arjuna, he is not continuing the parampara. But the same information which Krishna gave to Arjuna, that was recorded by Vedavyasa, and the Vedavyasa, he is, continuing that knowledge through his parampara. So Vyasa to Madhvacharya, and that same knowledge we have. So that way we can take it. And then Krishna is then Srila Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is saying to Arjuna that I'm teaching you this. Why? Because you've got 2 qualifications. First is that Bhakto Sime Sakha Cheti. So you are my Bhakta, the devotee. And second is you are my friend. That means you are in a relationship with me. So Prabhupada is saying that there are 3 categories: Jnanis, Yogis, and Bhaktas. So Bhagavad Gita is mainly for the Bhaktas, the devotees. So that is first qualification one should have when he or she wants to become devotee of the Lord, or he or she wants to understand Bhagavad Gita. So that is, he should be devotee. Second qualification is saying that one should be in some relationship with the Lord. And he mentioned that Arjuna was in a friendship relation with the Lord, Sakha. And then Srila Prabhupada is saying here that actually we can have a relationship with the Lord in these 5 ways. So he is saying here one may be a devotee in a passive state, that's called Shant Bhava, Shant Rasa. Second is called one may be devotee in an active state, which is called Dasya Bhava or Dasya Rasa. And then Sakhya Rasa, friend, and then the Vatsalya Rasa, and then the conjugal lover, that is Madhurya Rasa. So Krishna, so Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here that we can be in relationship with the Lord in these 5 ways. Now, here, what is Shantrasa? Shantrasa means, it's like we are utilizing this laptop in the service of Krishna. Or, there are trees, if you see in Vrindavan, so there were trees, there were plants, there is Yamuna. So all those actually, they are not actively serving Krishna, but they're passively serving Krishna. So that is called, Shantrasa. So they don't know what they're doing, but then actually, or actively you don't find them reciprocating, but actually they are serving Krishna in a passive mode. Second is active mode or active state, devotee in active state, which is actually Dasya Rasa. So the Acharya or the best example for Dasya Rasa is Hanumanji. So Hanumanji was in a Dasya Rasa, and there are many people you will see in Krishna's pastimes also. They were as Das to Krishna. And then friends, you will see Arjuna here as a friend. There are many Gop Sakhas who were as a friend. And then parents like Yashoda Maya, Nanda Baba, Vasudeva, Devaki, and there are many uncle and aunties in the gopis also. So there were many types of gopis in Vrindavan, and there were many who were kind of parental kind of age, the gopis, and they were actually loving Krishna. They were in a relationship with Krishna in the Vatsalya Bhava, You must have seen that that Falwali story also. That Falwali who came to sell the fruits, and then those fruits actually, when she saw Krishna, then the conjugal loving relationship was established in her heart, and then she gave all the fruits to Krishna, it just without any money. So that's called Vatsalya Rasa. And then the last one is actually the conjugal lover. Then Madhurya Rasa, the relationship of gopis of Vrindavan with Krishna. That is called Madhurya Rasa. So in the Madhurya Rasa also there are two categories. One is that the conjugal relationship with this Krishna had with which Krishna had with the Dwarika, in the Dwarika. Like he has got so many wives, 16,100 wives. So all those, that's also conjugal lover relationship. But then Krishna had a relationship with the gopis of Vrindavan. Again, these are again very detailed subject matter, which Srila Prabhupada also mentioning here. It's a very elaborate subject matter. But in short, we should feel, we should consider ourselves some way or the other related to Krishna. We should be in some way in relationship with Krishna. Default relationship is Dasya Bhava, which Srila Prabhupada mentioned, that Dasana Dasanu Das. So we should be the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. So it's like, so that way Krishna's servant is Brahmaji, Brahma's servant is Narada. So like that. So we should be in that parampara as a servant of the servant. So that is default mood in which, the default relationship in which we should find ourselves connected to Krishna. Apart from that, when you practice Krishna consciousness or this bhakti, today or tomorrow you'll understand or you'll develop a particular relationship with Krishna. Like the many devotees which you see in Vrindavan, so they keep the Laddu Gopal, they consider Krishna as their child. So they take care as a child. They, in the night time when they have to do that Sayan Arati or something. So while Krishna's time is to go to sleep, so they sing some, sleeping song also for Krishna. So like that, they offer many types of foods and everything to Krishna. Like the way we care to our kids, similarly they care to Krishna. So like that, these are actually relationship so many devotees have with Krishna. Any question here?
Yes, Prabhu, one question is there. I think it is not a good question, but I want to clear it.
Yes, please.
Krishna explains the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, through Arjun to us, but actually directly to Arjun. So Krishna was saying, it is as Prabhupada is saying that he has chosen Arjuna for this purpose. But then Krishna says that Arjun, you are my best friend and you are my devotee. That's why I'm narrating it to you. But then Prabhu, somewhere I don't remember, but somewhere I have read this one also. This one of the extra reason that Krishna told Arjun that Arjuna, you are not envious to me, so that's why you deserve this. I mean, position. Is it right, Prabhu?
Yes. Huh? Yeah, that is also correct. He mentions that you are actually non-envious, so that is the reason I'm telling. Yeah. So
Prabhu,
see, there are multiple reasons. Primarily here, Prabhupada is emphasizing on these two relationships, that you are devotee and you are. See, actually, those people who are in relationship with us, generally they won't be envious to us.
Yeah, that is there. But devotee, how can a devotee be an envious to Krishna or his?
So actually, so that enviousness becomes actually non-enviousness becomes a subset of these two relationships actually.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. Yeah. So can someone read from here?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Arjuna,
what time we close the session?
usually it's 9:30 here, PST. I think by 10.
So how much time is left?
I think we are almost done.
Almost done. Yeah, no problem. So we'll finish in 5-10 minutes. Okay.
Shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Arjuna was in a relationship with the Lord as friend. Of course, there is a gulf of difference between this friendship and the friendship found in the material world. This is transcendental friendship which cannot be had by everyone. Of course, everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord, and that relationship is evoked by the perfection of devotional service. But in the present status of our life, not only have we forgotten the Supreme Lord, but we have forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. Every living being out of the many billions and trillions of living beings has a particular relationship with the Lord eternally. This is called Swarupa. By the process of devotional service, one can revive that Swarupa, and that stage is called Swarupa Siddhi, perfection of one's constitutional position. So, Arjuna was a devotee and he was in touch with the Supreme Lord in friendship.
Yes, so actually, I was just thinking, to speak this also, but then I just thought it will come. So actually, we all were living in the spiritual world. We have come in this material world. So there is spiritual world, and we are now in the material world. So in the spiritual world, we were there in a particular relationship with Krishna. All of us. So Prabhupada is mentioning here, every living being out of the many billions and trillions of living beings has a particular relationship with the Lord eternally. And that is called our Swarupa. So in the spiritual world, we would have been either in a servant relationship with Krishna, or we would have been like a calf, or maybe some tree or something, or we would have been there maybe like a gop sakha of Krishna, or someone like among the gopis also, or some in a parent relationship also. So we have got and that is an eternal relationship. It's like see, we are, so in Bhagavatam it comes like suppose we are sleeping, we are in a dream. So in a dream, we see that we have got some different scenario. We are actually flying, or we are, I mean, when you dream, you can dream anything. So but the dreaming situation is actually temporary, but rather we have a fixed position that we cannot fly, and we have, so in the sleep we see sometimes we are shaking a hand with some great personality, some prime minister or someone, we are talking to some different personalities, but in general we don't speak to those people. So basically, so we have, but so that means in general we have in reality we have got a our Swarupa, that we are son of someone, daughter of someone, and that's called material Swarupa or materialized Swarupa. But then we have the temporary Swarupa, but yet we have got eternal Swarupa, wherein we are in a particular relationship with Krishna, and that relationship is eternal. So when we do bhakti, that Swarupa will be revived. So here's Srila Prabhupada saying, by the process of devotional service, one can revive that Swarupa, and that stage is called Swarupa Siddhi, the perfection of one's constitutional position. So that constitutional position which we have, we can revive that. And how we can revive that? We can revive that by practicing devotional service to Krishna. So Arjuna was a devotee and he was in touch with Supreme Lord in a friendship. So he's mentioning here. Yeah, we'll just finish this section, that what Arjuna's opinion for Krishna, and then we'll stop. Yeah, someone please next. Hare Krishna.
Should I read?
Yes, please.
How Arjuna accepted this Bhagavad Gita should be noted. His manner of acceptance is given in 10th chapter, 10.2 to 14. Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum Ahuswam Vishya Sarve Devarshi Nardasatha Ashito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Pravishmi Me Sarvametam Vritam Manne Yanmam Vedasi Keshava Nahi Te Bhagwan Vyaktim Vidurdevan Danavaha. Arjuna said, you are Supreme Personality of God, who is the ultimate abode, the purest absolute truth. You are eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. O Krishna, I am totally accept you as all that you have told me. Neither the demigod nor the demon, O Lord, can understand your personality.
Please continue. Yeah.
After hearing Bhagavad Gita from Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna accepted Krishna as Param Brahma, the Supreme Brahman. Every living being is Brahman, but Supreme Living Being or Supreme Personality of Godhead is Supreme Brahman. Param Dhamma means that he is supreme rest or abode of everything. Pavitram means he is pure, untainted by the material contamination. Purusham means that he is a supreme enjoyer. Saswatam, eternal. Divyam, transcendental. Adi Devam, the original supreme personality of Godhead. Ajam, the unborn. Vibhum, the greatest. Now one may think that because Krishna was a friend of Arjuna, now Arjuna was telling him all this by way of flattery. But Arjuna, just to drive out this kind of a doubt from the mind of a reader of Bhagavad Gita, substantiate these praises in the next verse when he says that Krishna is accepted as Supreme Personality of Godhead not only by himself but by the authority like Narada, Sita, Devala, and Vyasadeva. These are the great personalities who distribute the Vedic knowledge as it is accepted by all the Acharyas. Therefore, Arjuna tells Krishna that he accepts whatever he says to be completely perfect. Sarvametam ritam manni. I accept everything you say to be true. Arjuna also said that personality of Godhead is very difficult to understand that he cannot be known even by the great demigods. This means that Lord cannot even known by the personality greater than human being. So how can a human being understand Lord Sri Krishna without becoming his devotee? Therefore, Bhagavad Gita should be taken up in the spirit of devotion. One should not think that he is equal to Krishna, nor should he think that Krishna is an ordinary personality and even a great personality, or even a great personality. Lord Sri Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So according to the statement of Bhagavad Gita or the statement of Arjuna, the person who is trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita, we should at least be theoretically accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And with that submissive spirit, we can understand Bhagavad Gita. Unless one read Bhagavad Gita in submissive spirit, it is very difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita because it is a great mystery.
Yes. So we were actually discussing the spirit. So here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, see, if you cannot accept completely Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, then after reading so many logical points which Srila Prabhupada has mentioned till here, so Srila Prabhupada is saying at least theoretically accept Krishna as Godhead. It's like, see, suppose in mathematics we say let x be something, and then we solve that quadratic equation, simultaneous equations, So similarly, then later when you accept something theoretically, then you do some calculations, and then later you'll be able to get the original values of x and y. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada is saying, if you want to read Bhagavad Gita, so consider, theoretically at least consider Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, and try to, understand Bhagavad Gita in a submissive spirit. That way we can understand Bhagavad Gita. It's like whatever education we go, we have to be submissive to our teachers. We cannot, raise questions to everything. It's like, when we were taught in the schools, like this is called A, this is called B, this is called C, this is called D. No. So you can't ask those questions. Why this is called A, B, C? So you have to accept something. So similarly, there's some basic acceptance we should have when we want to read Bhagavad Gita and understand Bhagavad Gita. And that basic requirement is mentioned over here, that you have to consider Krishna as God. And second is you have to be submissive to the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And obviously in a submissive spirit, we can discuss, we can understand, we can have dialogues and everything. And in that spirit, we can understand Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. If somebody has any question, you can ask. Otherwise,
Prabhu, there is a small question again. I'm sorry, I asked too many questions.
No. Actually, it's mentioned in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that Tat Vriddhi Pranipartena Pariprashnen Seva. When you go to a guru, don't go for Ashirvad. Go and ask question. Question is the greatest service which you can do to a guru. Mostly I'm not Guru, but then kind of representing the.
For us, you are Guru only, Prabhu. So my question is ki, like Swarup Siddhi, it is mentioned in this thing, text, in introduction, Swarup Siddhi, that when you come to realize, or when you come to know the eternal relationship with the Supreme Soul, when a soul comes to the level of understanding,
Correct.
or when what is the position of, what is the relationship between him or her and God. Then there's one more thing which is known as self-realization. So is it the same terms, self-realization, or something else?
No, self-realization has multiple stages. Swarup Shuddhi is the last stage. So it's like, there is a road. So, suppose station road. So station road, when you are near the station, that is also a station road. When you are half kilometer away, that's also a station road. When you are 2 kilometers away, that is also a station road. So self-realization starts from the point that I'm not the body, I'm the soul. That is the starting point of self-realization. Next is that, okay, now I'm not the body, I'm the soul. So, and then next what? I should serve Krishna. I am servant of Krishna. At least, I should serve Krishna, or I'm not the master, I'm not the enjoyer. Everything belongs to Krishna. I have some, role in this world. I am the father of someone, mother of someone, brother of someone. That's how I've got some responsibilities, but ultimately I have got a, different altogether, purpose of life, and I have to go to Krishna and everything. So these are all different stages of self-realization, and final stage is the Swarup Siddhi. That is, I am in this particular relationship with Krishna.
The first stage is the fact that is it a fact that I am a part and parcel of Krishna? Correct. Or it is the fact that that I am not this body, I am soul.
I'm not the body, that is starting point. I'm not material, I'm not matter. That is the starting point of spiritual life. I'm not the matter, I'm a spirit. Matter means, like it decays. The table, chair, laptop, it's a matter. So matter is no thinking, feeling, and willing. But I'm something different, and the matter will destroy. It's finished, gone. But spirit is not finished. It changes, from one body to another. So I'm not going to die. Rather, I can either evolve my consciousness, or I can degrade my consciousness. I can have a proper destination, or I can have a degraded destination. It's like, suppose I'm living in this house. Now, if this house might get old in a 20, 30, 40 years later. And then if I'm not prepared, maybe I purchase, or, somewhere the better house, or if I'm not purchasing, I'll, suddenly I might go to some bad house than this. So it's like that.
Okay. So, and there's a term which is known as Siddha Swarup. So Siddha Swarup means the person, a person who has achieved this Swarup Siddhi status.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
So anybody else has any question, query, you want to add anything?
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
In this, nowadays, how people, how should we do the devotional service?
Yeah. So what do you do?
I'm an engineer.
You are an engineer?
Engineer, yeah.
Okay, like what engineer? Like software or?
No, silicon validation engineer, hardware.
Okay, you are a hardware engineer. So basically, see, so we have to, how we can practice is, actually this is a very wonderful question, and it can vary from person to person as well. It's like, so Srila Prabhupada, when he met his guru, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, so he told that, see, you are an educated person, you know English, so you should preach Bhagavad Gita to, foreign people. So basically, whatever qualifications we have got, whatever, qualities, every quality, whatever we have is actually the blessing of Krishna to us. So now we should try to utilize that in the service of Krishna. Now, already you are doing devotional service. I mean, you have already started your devotional service because you are hearing Bhagavad Gita, you are reading Bhagavad Gita. So that is the first stage, hearing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. So Shravanam is a service to Krishna, or Bhakti, that's Shravanam. And then we can speak the same thing to other people. That's also devotional service. And see, there are many people who sing for Krishna. There are many people, who do some, preaching activity to Krishna. There are some people who do worship to Krishna. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Palsam, Archanam. Somebody do Archana to Krishna. So, or somebody build temples for Krishna. So different types of services you can do. So as an engineer, if you can create something for Krishna, can do. I mean, again, we can discuss in detail maybe later how you can, but for now you can chant the names of Krishna, you can read Bhagavad Gita. That's the starting point. That is also service to Krishna. So, and you are hearing Krishna, you can read some slokas, at least some portion of, 1 page, half page of Bhagavad Gita every day. You can chant some rounds, chanting round Hare Krishna Mahamantra to Krishna. That's the initial stage. And then Krishna sitting in our heart, he'll give us intelligence. He'll give us, the divine intelligence, spiritual intelligence, through which, through Prabhupada or through us or somehow Krishna will speak to you. And then you can, serve Krishna in that way.
Okay.
Is it clear for now?
Yeah, clear. Thanks.
Actually, when in 2011, when I met my spiritual master, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, so that time that time actually I was a professor in college. So he told me, so you are a teacher, so he said, teach Bhagavad Gita also. So, and then I just contemplated, and I had to